So my name is Paul. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company in Toronto called Amity, and we're the Salesforce.com of customer success. So if you run a subscription or a recurring revenue business and you care about converting your trials, reducing your churn rate, or increasing your upsell rate, you gotta talk to me, I'm the guy, okay? So I'm gonna build on some of the things that other people have said tonight and share some lessons learned from Building Amity. It's kind of exciting at Amity today. We signed our first contract in Africa. We're now on 5 continents, so we got our 5th continent today, so it was an exciting day for us. It wasn't always this exciting, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of rejection and a lot of trying different stuff to get a startup off the ground. So you gotta have fun with it. What we learned is you gotta always pitch to people who can say yes. And because the methodology in startup world is you pitch to an investor and it doesn't go well, so you tweak it. You pitch to the next investor, it doesn't go well, and you tweak your pitch. You pitch to a customer and it doesn't go well, you tweak your pitch. And what ends up happening is you end up tweaking your pitch to the people who can't ever say yes. They're always the no's. There's gonna be 10 to 20 times more no's in your days than there are yeses. And so what we learned is just like, if you don't know what B2B SaaS is, if you don't know what the subscription economy is, if you don't know what customer success is, you're never gonna buy us and you're never going to invest in us. I don't care about you. I just don't. You're in my way, get out of my way. There's 3 people in this room who can say yes to me tonight. You're the only people that matter. And because what ended up happening is, you know, my vision was confusing a lot of people in the room, so I'll take the vision slide out. And then my value proposition was confusing people, a lot of people in the room, so I better simplify my value proposition. And then I ended up with a piece of bland jello that everyone didn't get confused by, but the people who could write checks didn't understand at all. So you're talking to people who can buy from you, you're talking to people who can invest in you, and they're the only ones that matter. Tweak based on their feedback. And if they don't understand your value proposition, if they don't understand your vision, if they're not in a business that you might sell to, or they don't invest in businesses that you might sell to, they're probably not a good fit for you. Don't dumb down your presentation to them. And it's really tempting, because talking to a room full of people here tonight and getting 97% of you are gonna say no to me, but 3% of you might say yes to me. That's an acquired taste, that 97% no. It's not always the most fun. So the lesson learned is pitch to people who can say yes to you, be proud, lead with your vision, lead with your value proposition, and don't worry about everybody else who's going to be confused and say no. And that was one of the big lessons we learned in Building Amity. Great. Thank you very much. Any questions? Alex. The question was, how do you qualify someone who's going to say yes or no? At the beginning, you don't know. And, but you know, if they're an investor, have they ever invested in a company like you before? And if they're a prospect, do they have anything like the problem that you're trying to help customers solve for? You can get more sophisticated with that over time, but those are good questions. Other questions? Oh, thank God. I needed 3%. So we're built on Python, AngularJS on the front end, a Mongo database, and we're hosted up in Amazon.com. There was a question over here. Oh, back there. Yeah, so the question was, what about turning no people into yes people? And I think that's a great strategy if that's your strategy. But the risk there is that you can become milquetoast and sell to too many different, a generic message to too many different people, and that's the risk. You don't want to ignore the no people. You don't want to dumb down to get them. Yeah. Questions? See, I'm getting no questions from the back, which means I did a shitty job of connecting with them. Yeah. Oh, no, they're just drinking more. Hey. Well, the investor that finally said yes to us was looking for a company in our space, liked me, go figure, liked our presentation, and came in from a reference from one of our customers. And that's what had them say yes. Yeah. Great. Thanks, everybody.